Hi and good evening everyone. So today our group will present to you guys about the SPM Additional Mathematics DSKP. So first of all, let us introduce ourselves. My name is Nur Atika Farzana as the first presenter.
Okay, I'm Shahira Binti Manizam as the second presenter.
And hi, I am Nora Hazla Esther as the third presenter.
Hi, I'm Aisha as the fourth presenter.
Hi, I'm Shafika as the last presenter.
So now I will explain to you guys about the aim of syllabus in SPM Additional Mathematics. So first, I have a question. So how many of you guys love to learn at math during our high school? Anyone?
Me.
Saya.
Not really.
Not
Not
really,
me.
because it's difficult.
It
Difficult
is
Not me.
difficult, right? Okay, so basically, most of the time, student doesn't have the interest to learn at math because for them, the subject is very difficult, isn't it?
Yes.
So, another reason why student doesn't have the interest is because for them, there is no single reason on why they need to learn at math. So here, I want to share with you guys the reason and aim why additional mathematics has been structured as one of the important curriculum in school. So next slide. Okay, next slide. Okay, as stated in the SPM Additional Mathematics, the aim of the syllabus is to further enhance student mathematical fikrah so that they are able to appreciate and use mathematics responsibly and effectively other than being able to solve more complex problems. And the second aim is to ensure that students have adequate preparation to further their studies and work productively, especially in careers that leads to science, technology, engineering, and also mathematics, or we call it as STEM. So the example of the career that involve the STEM is like engineering, doctor, scientist, and also like us as the educators. So next slide. Okay, so we will move on to the objective of the syllabus. So in the DSKP of Additional Mathematics SPM, it consists of 10 objectives. And the first one is to develop skills in the field of algebra, geometry, calculus, trigonometry, and also statistics. And the second objective is to strengthen the skill in mathematical process, to develop critical and creative thinking skills as well as logical reasoning. And the next objective is to relate mathematical learning and ideas to the real life situation. So next slide. Okay, another objective of the syllabus is to make a reasonable inference and generalization based on the situation and also the various conditions. And the next objective is to apply mathematical knowledge and skill in translating and solving more complex problems. Other than that, the objective is to use heuristic and various problem-solving strategies that require high-level thinking skills. So, anyone knows what is the meaning of heuristic? Anyone?
Meaning of?
Heuristic.
No.
They need to
Okay.
know more.
Eager to know more.
Yes, heuristic in mathematics means the method of how person need to solve the mathematical problem. Okay, the last third objective is to argue solution using accurate and effective mathematical language and also representation. Next, the objective is to use technology in building concepts, mastering skills, investigating and exploring mathematical ideas and also solving problems. And the last one is to practice moral values, to be positive towards mathematics and appreciate its importance and also beauty. So next slide. Okay, this slide explains about the mathematical fikrah. So as if we still remember about the aim of this DSKP is to enhance student mathematical fikrah. So we need to remember that mathematical fikrah consists of 4 important elements. The first element is the learning area, which involves the area of algebra, geometry, calculus, trigonometry, and also statistics. And the next element is the element of skills, which involve the mathematical skills, the 21st century skills, and also the higher order thinking skills. And then the third value is the mathematical value and also the universal value. And the last element is the mathematical process, which involves the process of problem solving. Okay. So the second example of the mathematical process is the process of penaklukan, or in English we call it as the mathematical reasoning. The next process is the communication process, and also the perwakilan, or in English we call it as the representation process, and also the perkaitan, or in English we call it as the connection process. So talking about this mathematical fikrah, if you notice here, those 10 objectives provided in the DSKP have the correlation with these 4 important elements. So this is to promote students to practice the mathematical fikrah, which is involve the learning area, value, skills, and also the mathematical process. So next slide. Okay, the last slide is about the aim of additional mathematics SPM versus the aim of the mathematics SPM. So as we can see here, there is one similarities between these both the SKP, which is both SPM additional mathematics and also SPM mathematics want to focus to further enhance student mathematically fikrah so that they are able to appreciate and use mathematics responsibly and also effectively. So as we can see here, there are 2 differences that can be identified throughout this DSKP. And the first differences is in additional mathematics DSKP, it focused to enable students to solve more complex mathematical problems. Meanwhile, for the mathematics DSKP, it focused to enable students to solve maybe just a simple mathematical problem. And the second differences for both the DSKP is that additional mathematics DSKP enables students to have adequate preparation to further their studies and to function productively, especially towards career that lead to these STEM educations. Meanwhile, the mathematics DSKP are more focusing to enable students to face challenges in daily life, align with the development of science and technology, and also enable students to face the challenges of the 21st century. So that's all from me. I will proceed our presentation to the next presenter to explain about the syllabus organization.
Okay. Next, we move to second topic, which is syllabus organization in additional mathematics SPM. Okay, next slide. Okay, now you see that this is syllabus organization, which is in syllabus organization, there are consists of 3 compartments, compartments which are content standard, learning standard, and also performance standards. Okay, I will explain to you what is the definition of these three components. Next. Okay, this is the definition of content standard, learning standard, and also performance standard. Okay, for the content standard, it is a specific statement on what students should know and be able to do in a certain schooling period, which encompasses the aspect of knowledge, skills, and also values. Okay, I can give to you as an example. Content standard is such a subtopic from the main topic. So, content standard is a subtopic, such as the main topic is function. So, the subtopic like composite function, inverse function. So, that is this example of content standard. And then, learning standard. Learning standard is criterion set of indicators of the quality of learning and achievement that can be measured for each content standard. So, learning standard is related with the content standard, which is, as I said before this, content standard is the subtopic, right? So, for the learning standard is a specific of the subtopic, which is the indicators that the student must to achieve what they need to achieve in that subtopic, such as for the composite function. Okay, so what is the things that the student need to achieve in the composite function? Okay, next for the performance standard. Performance standard is a set of general criteria that shows the levels of performance that students should display as an indicator that they have mastered certain matter. Okay, performance standard, I can give to you as an example. Performance standard actually it has for every topics, for every main topics. Performance standard, not every subtopic, every topics. Sorry. So, performance standard at the end of the topics, there is a performance standard that give the general what the student need to achieve in that topics. Okay, learning standard for the subtopic and the performance standard for the whole of the topics. Are you understand?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, next. So I pick Form 4 algebra for maths, which is I choose a topic of function. The main topic is functions, and the subtopic that I choose is composite functions. Okay, let's go for the example. Okay, this is, like I said before, this is the content standard. This is shown by the DSKP. Okay, there are content standard and also the learning standard. Content standard that I said before this is a subtopic. So the subtopic is 1.2 composite function. Okay, so like we see for the learning standard, what the student need to achieve in this subtopic composite functions. Okay, so students are able to, the first point is students are able to describe the outcomes of compositions of two functions. The first point. Second point, the student able to determine the composite function. Third point, the student must be able to determine the image of composite functions given the object and vice versa. Fourth, the student also be able to determine a related function given composite function and another function. And the fifth, the student must able to solve the problems involving inverse functions. So did you clear? So as you can see here, like I said, learning standard is the specific from the content standard, which is this is what the student must to achieve in this subtopic. Okay, next. Okay, we go for the performance standard. Performance standard, this is for the whole of the topics, which is I choose what the topic is function, right? So this is the whole general for the student to achieve, and there are 6 levels in the performance standards in this topic, which are: the first level is demonstrate the basic knowledge of function. Second, the student must to demonstrate the understanding of function. The third level, the student be able to apply the understanding of functions to perform simple tasks. Fourth, apply appropriate knowledge and skills of functions in the context of simple routine problem solving. And the fifth level, apply appropriate knowledge and skills of functions in the context of complex routine problem solving. And the last level is to apply appropriate knowledge and skills of functions in the context of non-routine problem solving in a creative manner. So this is the 6 levels that student must to achieve, and it also for the guideline for the teacher, which for the teacher to achieve these 6 levels for their students. So performance standard is for the whole. Okay, so we recap. Okay, content standard for the subtopic. Learning standard is the specific what the student need to achieve from the subtopic. And the performance standard, the last one, is for the whole topics, that general criteria that student need to achieve. So this is a guideline for the teachers. Okay, that's all from me.
Thank you. So let's move to the mathematical strands in additional mathematics SPM. So in additional mathematics SPM, we have in Form 4 we have 4 learning area involved, and in Form 5 we have 6 learning area involved. So let me see. In additional mathematics SPM, there have 2 package, which is core and elective. Core package is a topic in this package are must be learned by all students who are taking advanced. However, in elective, the topics in this package are optional area for students to choose. So let we go one by one. For additional mathematics Form 4, okay, we have 4 learning area for Form 4, which is algebra, geometry, application in science and technology, application in social science. So these 2 learning area is the elective. So the student can choose either one. And this ruler right here is represented how many topics that in the learning area have. So for example, in algebra, they have 6 topics. In geometry, they have 2 topics, and the topic in elective, they have 1 each. So let me move to the first one, which is algebra. In algebra, there have 6 topics, right? Like I mentioned before. So the first one is function, the second one is quadratic functions, the third one is system equation. And these are the subtopic for each topic. Okay, let's move to another 3 topics for algebra, which is indices, surd and logarithm, progression and linear law. And this is a core topic, which is students should take. Let's move to the second, learning area, which is geometry. In geometry Form 4, student will have 2 topics, which is coordinate geometry and vectors. And for the elective topic in Form 4, in application in science technology, student will have solution of triangles and index number for application in social science. So as I have stated here, this is elective for students to take. So that's all for the Form 4 learning area. So are you ready to move to the learning area for Form 5 students?
Yes.
All right. Okay, good. So let's move to the learning area in Form 5. In Form 5, there are 6 learning area. It's quite more than Form 4. So as the first learning area in Form 5, we have geometry, calculus, statistics, trigonometry, application in social science, and application in science and technology. As I mentioned before, in Form 5 also, there have elective topic that students can choose. So, and I have mentioned also before, this ruler right here is represent how many topic that each level, each learning area have. So in geometry, they have 1, calculus 2, statistics, they have 2 topic, trigonometry, 1 topic, and 1 topic for each elective. So let's we move to the first one, which is circular measure, and these are the subtopic under the circular measure. And the second one is calculus. Calculus have 2 subtopics, which is differentiations and integrations. Then we move to the third learning area, which is statistics. Statistics we have 2 also, which is permutation and combinations, probability distributions. And this, I think, we have learned it in statistics semester 4, right? Isn't it?
Semester
Yes,
5.
last semester. Yes. Semester 5. Thank you. Here it means student in Form 5 for next year, they will learn this subject, this topic in Form 5. It's quite advanced. Okay, and the next one is trigonometry. There will have trigonometric functions, and this is the subtopic for each. Then the first elective in Form 5 learning area is application in social science. They will learn in linear programming. And another elective for Form 5 is application in science and technology, which is kinematic of linear motions. So these 2 is elective for student Form 5. So let's summarize our learning area. So as I mentioned before, in additional mathematics, SPM, they have core and elective. So for core subject, there are 5 learning areas, which is algebra, geometry, calculus, trigonometry, and also statistics. However, in Form 4, they only learn in algebra and geometry. And in Form 5, they will learn another 4, which is geometry, calculus, trigonometry, and statistics. In elective, in Form 4, they have trigonometry and statistics, while in Form 5, there is calculus and algebra. That's all from me.
Okay, hi. Are you guys still okay?
Okay, guys.
We're still
Okay, don't be
okay.
so okay, good. Okay, don't be so confused because we are now at the last part, but I'm not the last presenter. Okay, so now let's move to the syllabus content of MA Form 4 and Form 5. Okay, next. Okay, let's see the topic and subtopic of Form 4 and Form 5. Okay, next. Next. Okay, this is the topic of ADMET Form 4 and Form 5. As you can see in the table, the package has divided into core and elective. Back. Okay, this is the topic of ADMET Form 4 and Form 5. As you can see in the table, the package has divided into core and elective learning area. In contrast, for the elective, the students are allowed to choose either they want to answer the application of science and technology or application of social science. From the table also, as you can see, there are 4 learning areas in Form 4, which are algebra, geometry, application of science and technology, and application of social science. Meanwhile, 6 learning areas in Form 5, which are geometry, calculus, statistics, trigonometry, and both from elective package. Okay, roughly, as you can see in the table, we can say that the relation between ADMET Form 4 and Form 5 are only at learning area, geometry, application of science and technology, and also application of social science. Okay, next. Okay, so this is the list of it, just like what Hazia explained before. Okay, next. Okay, this is the continuation of ADMET Form 4. As you can see, if we move from up to the down, up to down of the topic, that means it moved from the beginning level to the intermediate level, and then to the high level. For example, in chapter 9, so I want you to take a look at chapter 9, solution of the triangle. The beginning level is 9.1 sine rule and 9.2 cosine rule. At this level, it is easier for students to differentiate and relate between the two, which both of it are from any triangle by using the formula. For 9.3 area of the triangle, it is the intermediate level because students need to determine the area of the triangle by deriving the formula which relate with sine and cosine rule. Okay, and the high level is 9.4, application of sine, cosine, and area of the triangle. This level is difficult for students because it needs them to understand well from the beginning of the chapter, since the question about the application is always tough for them, which need a long solution for the answer. So students need to first understand the problem, second, planning the strategy, and third, implementing that strategy by using the formula. Okay, next. Topic of ADMAT Form 5. In Form 5, students are exposed with calculus, statistics, and triangulation, right? This is because we already in integration is in calculus learning area.
Yes.
Yes.
Next.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, so next. So that's it. In ADMAT Form 5, it has 8 chapters in it, but in Form 4, it has 10 chapters. Okay, take note. Okay, next. Okay, so this is the crucial part, the continuation of learning area in Form 4 and Form 5, which is geometry. The continuation that we can find is in Form 4, Chapter 7, Coordinate Geometry, and Chapter 8, Vectors. So for from the Form 4, it has related with the Form 5, Chapter 1, which is circular measurement. Okay, the picture shows at the slide. Is the formula of chapter 7 and 8 in textbook ADMAT Form 4. Okay, for your information, I only found the textbook contents from Form 4 only, but not in Form 5, since the textbook from Form 5 has not been released yet. So students from 5 this year are the last batch who use the KBSM textbook. Okay, next. Okay. So let's see one by one. In chapter 7, it has line segment. Okay, line segment is a part of the straight line with 2 end points with a specific length or distance. Next, students learn about parallel and perpendicular lines. So I want ask a simple question. So as you can see at the box, the blue box with the question mark. So which one is the perpendicular line? Which one?
Right.
Right.
The right one.
Right one.
The right.
Right one, Aisha.
Anyone?
X.
The right one. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Thank you. You are so clever. Okay, this is because it has the intersection with one parallel is the line we always have same distance apart, which means parallel line doesn't have the intersection. Besides, students will learn about the polygon and locus. Locus is important that students and teachers need to focus more and remember the formula as shown in the textbook. Okay, next for the chapter 8 vector, it has related to the chapter 7, which has subtopic about parallel and perpendicular lines. These two lines can be applied in the chapter 8 vectors. Okay, next. So, how it is related to topic 1.5 in geometry as Form 4? Okay, how? Because as I just said before, in chapter 7, Form 4 has subtopic about locus, right? So, locus is a moving point, is the path taken by the point subject to certain condition. For example, the picture of the locus of a circle as shown. From the locus, we know about the radian r and also the length of the curve of a circle. From this, students can learn about the area of the circle and sector of the circle with different formula as shown in the picture. That's all for my part. I will pass to the last presenter, Shafika. Thank you.
Okay, so I will continue explaining about the continuation part. For your information, the second learning area is application of science and technology. And as you can see, for Form 4, the topic that has this application of science and technology is in Chapter 9, which is solution of triangle. while for Form 5 is in Chapter 8, which is Kinematics of Linear Motion. Next. Okay. In Form 4, Chapter 9, Solution of Triangle, there are 4 subtopics. The first one is sine rule, cosine rule, area of triangle, and application of sine, cosine, and area of triangle. While in Form 5, there are also 4 subtopics. The student will learn about displacement, velocity, and acceleration as function of time, differentiation, integration, and application of linear motion of kinematics. Next. So, as I stated in the 4 subtopics, these are all the student will going to learn. They will learn about sine rule, about the law of cosines, and also the area of triangle. Next. So here in Form 5, the student will learn about the displacement, velocity, and acceleration, and they will need to master all of these formula. Next. Okay, now for the third learning area, which is the application of social science. As you can see in Form 4, the chapter that has application of social science is in Chapter 10, which is the index number, and in Form 5, in Chapter 7, which is linear programming. So now you can see both Form 4 and Form 5 has only 2 subtopics, right? Are you here with me?
Yes.
Yeah.
So these subtopics are quite short. Yeah, okay, thank you for your response. Are quite short compared to other topics. Next. In Form 4, the student will learn about index number, the price index, and also the composite indices. Next. And in Form 5, the student will learn about linear programming. In this linear programming, the student will learn more about how to form inequalities from the information given. As an example, you can see the mathematical expression like A, y greater than x. So the student will learn how to form it in inequality form. Okay? So as a summary to continuation of subtopic, overall the learning area only have 3, which is the first one is geometry, the second one is application of science and technology, and the last one, the application of social science. In geometry learning just now, the students learn about locus in Form 4, and it is related to Form 5, which is in the chapter circular measurement. So here we can see that there is continuation process occur. But for the other 2 learning areas, which are the application of science and technology and application of social science, there is 1 chapter under each form. But the chapter under this form is in different field. That's why there is no continuation of topic occur in these both learning area. So, in conclusion, the DSKP additional mathematics is important because it brings a lot of benefits to our educational system today. And from this DSKP, the teachers are also easier to understand the learning objective and that need to be achieved, and students also will get the standard that have been set by the Ministry of Education. And by that means, that's conclude our presentation for today. I hope all of you understand about our presentation. Thank you.